back to another edition of Gary's Record Collection. Another live album this time out. We're going back to 1981, the Montreal Forum. For the most part, we are going to look at Rush, Exit Stage Left. A great album that came out after Tom Sawyer. They were on tour for that. It's a fantastic record. A fantastic gatefold, by the way. Rush fans will know this, but on the album of this live album are images from every other studio album that preceded it. So, and it's a gatefold, so we're going to open it right up. And there you see, you've got the woman from Permanent Waves holding the curtain. The audience shot is actually from Buffalo, from the All the World's a Stage album. And then you've got the Hemispheres guy, and you've got the Fly-By-Night owl and the marionette, and then even the Rush logo stenciled on the case there. And then the painting from Caress of Steel, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. The guys from Tom's Moving Pictures that were moving all that artwork on the front. So yeah, this is a document of their 1981 concert, with the exception of Side 2. Side 2 actually comes from Glasgow, Scotland in 1980. And that was while they were on the Spirit of Radio tour. And we documented that on another episode about the Rush Live in St. Louis 1980 promo album that came out that was never released to the public. It was released to radio stations. And the tour up until that point, the set list had that on there. So we'll get to that in a minute. So we look at this album now. The other thing, too, is this album came out as an album, but it also came out as a video, and then now I have the reissue on DVD. The Rush replay has Exit Stage Left. That was a mainstay of MTV back in the day. Also, I have it on CD. This is actually the remastered CD from the late 90s. A Passage to Bangkok was cut originally when the CD came out, because this was a time when CDs were limited to 74 minutes in length, and the album was longer than that. They needed a cut, so Passage to Bangkok was out. Technology got better, got up to 80-minute capacity on CDs. Passage to Bangkok was back in. And then, of course, because it was on video, and it was on home video and very good stereo, of course it was bootleg. So, of course, I have a bootleg CD called Red Stars of the Solar Federation. I think this is also, they made this into a radio show too, but this is all from the Montreal Forum in 1981. So let's get to it. You get to side one, and the first thing you're going to hear is one of the hit, not from Moving Picture, but The Spirit of Radio from Permanent Waves. And as we go through this, we're going to compare and contrast the album, the CD, and the video, because the content was not the same on both. So here's the audio starts with Spirit of Radio. And by the way, if you were at the concert in 1981 at the Montreal Forum, that was not the first song. Spirit of Radio was actually song number 13 in the show, which I guess the reason is because they let off the concert with 2112, which was already on their previous live album, All the World's a Stage. And Rush, for this album, did it. They mixed up a bunch of the songs and just put them in whatever order they wanted, and they did not stay true to the concert recording or order, performing order, that is, with the exception when we get to the video at the end. So you've got Spirit of Radio. It's followed by Red Barchetta. Okay. Spirit of Radio was 13. Red Barchetta was 14. Then you jump back to the number 8 song in the concert, which is YYZ. And that is your side one. And there you go. And then we switch to side 2, and we go back a year to Glasgow, Scotland in June 1980, where they play A Passage of Bangkok, Closer to Heart, Beneath, Between, and Behind, and Jacob's Ladder. Closer to the Heart was a much different version than what would show up on the Exit Stage Left video. They have the chorus behind it. And then we're going to skip ahead a little bit here. And so that's different, that they did not end the song by itself. They moved right into Beneath, Between, and Behind. And even in a year's difference, you can hear that Geddy Lee's voice is still a little bit high too. He started to come down after 81, it sounds like. And then after that, a recitation before Jacob's Ladder. I always heard this song and it was like, what is this? Because is it a real song? Is it just something they're noodling? And it turns out that this is a song called Ebb Tide from the 50s, and the Righteous Brothers had a hit with it in the 60s.
I'd like to do an old song for you right now. This was done a long time ago by T.C. Brunsey. This is called Jacob's Ladder.
And so Jacob's Ladder, and that rounds out side 2 in Scotland. Back again to the Montreal Forum in 1981. You get to side 3, it's Brunsbane, and then into the Trees, which then goes into Xanadu. And this is a different thing than previous tours, because in 1980 it was By Tor and the Snow Dog into Xanadu, which was a great pairing. I thought that was just phenomenal, and it's come out on the Hammersmith Odeon CD from '78, and we said it was on the St. Louis album from 1980. It is just fantastic. Here's a bit of the Trees.
There is unrest in the forest, there is trouble with the trees. For the maples want more sunlight and the oaks ignore their pleas.
The trouble with the maples and the white
say what you will. I mean, the whole thing was, when it came out, it was like, is it an allegory? Is it a reference to the United States and Canada? Canada with the maple leaf, and the USA? And it's like, maybe, maybe not. I don't remember if the band has actually said yes or no definitively, and they probably left it to everybody's interpretation or imagination. The trees into Xanadu in '81. Then we go to side 4. Free Will kicks off side 4, and that's pretty deep into the album, but it was really the number 3 song in the concert at the Forum, followed by the hit at the time, Tom Sawyer, which was then the number 16 song. So you can see that they're jumping all around while they're assembling this album. And finally, to wrap up the album, the actual encore of the concert, La Via Strangiato, it was like 9 minutes and something or other of that, and it's just fantastic. It was fantastic on the I think I actually like the live version from Exit Stage Left better than the studio version. That may be sacrilege, but I don't care. That's what I like. So there you go. Now let's talk about the video real quick. The order, again, there were songs that were on the video and not on the album, and vice versa. The video starts with Limelight, number 4, then Tom Sawyer, which was 16 in the concert, The Trees and Xanadu, 11 and 12, Red Barchetta, 14, jump back up to number 3 for Free Will. Then you have Closer to the Heart, which is actually from the Forum. It's not the Scotland version. And then you skip to the end, and they do go in order here. By Tor and the Snow Dog, In the End, In the Mood, and the 2112 grand finale. So that whole medley is preserved in order, in the accurate order on the video. And I am glad that they put that that video out. They re-released it, they remastered it, and put it on the R3, the replay DVD set. It's fantastic. I had that VHS copy kicking around for a while. I went to look for it. I thought I still had it. It might be just buried in a box somewhere. I couldn't find it before we started taping this time out, but oh well, that happens. So, you know, it's a solid album. It's a solid live album. I guess the band thought it was even better than All the World's a Stage. I don't know, because, you know, it's different points in time. All the World's a Stage, they've been out for 2 to 3 years. And now they've got a few more years under their belts with Exit Stage Left. So it's going to sound different. And even their subsequent live albums sounded different even than this. So it's just a maturity thing as they get older and they get more years under their belt, that music changes and becomes unique well at the same time. So there you go, Rush, Exit Stage Left, 1981.